Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd with my friends at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today is the Crochet Baby Periwinkle Square Blanket. You will see that this is a filet crochet that is going out on angles, just like you see, a very easy pattern to be able to complete. This only uses one ball, and it's using one ball, a Bernat Sport Ombre. The color that you see on camera today is called Lilac. The color in the sample that you see behind here is called Periwinkle. So just one ball with a 4mm size F6 crochet hook, and this is a really easy pattern to be able to do. I will get you started. We'll talk about the growth because you can make this bigger if you want to like to. So if you don't want a baby, you want to go bigger, you can go as many times as you want to go in order to make this. For those that are in the southern regions of the world or summertime up here in the north, this is a nice lightweight baby blanket to be able to enjoy, or just generally speaking. In the pattern download for this, you will find blow up photos as well as a crochet diagram available to you, as well as the written instructions for that. And this video is going to accompany all of that as well. So it's a really kind of a cool idea. One thing about these little downloads, loadables, when you provide the bigger photos, people really love those. And that's what we're going to get ourselves into today. So let me just use some Red Heart Super Saver on camera so that it's not changing color on you, so you know exactly where to go. You're going to create a slip knot, and you're going to insert your hook in, and you need to chain a total of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch into the beginning chain to form the center ring. So going in, yarning over, pull through and through, and leave the straggler around the outside of that ring so that you can trap it into position. And let's do row number 1. What is unique about this blanket is that all of the sides are always an even number. Most times in granny squares or squares, it's always an odd. So when you go to start, you're going to chain 3. That's your first double crochet, and you are going to double crochet only one more time into the center ring. Go right up over top of that straggler, capture it underneath the stitches so that you don't have to deal with that later. All the corners every time are always going to be a chain 3. And then coming back into the ring, 2 more double crochet. So if you're familiar with granny squares, you always know it's usually 3. In this case, it's only 2. We need an even number. Chain 3, 2 double crochets into the center ring. Chain 3, 2 double crochet into the center ring, and this is your final side. Now the way that you have to finish is unique, so we're just going to do that. So when you finish, a chain 1 is going to start the finish, and then you are going to use a half double crochet to the top of the first one right here, and that will be the equivalent of a chain 3 space. And this leaves you directly in the center of a corner, which prevents the center from being able to spin out of control. Okay, so it's always chain 1, half double crochet to the top. Because this is the first time you went around that ring, if you went over top of the straggler like you should have, then just simply cut it out, move on, and let's go on to round number 2. Moving on to round number 2, as you'll see within the crochet diagram, is that you are going to chain 3 to start and double crochet into that same space. And in round number 2, each one of the 2 double crochet are going to get 1 double crochet each. So the corners are always going to be the same. You're going to start off with 2 double crochet first. Chain 3 to turn, and 2 double crochet in. That will not change throughout today's project, except for the very last border edge. So now you're going to double crochet the 2 double crochet that are there. And then you're back on a corner. 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet. It's pretty windy here in Nova Scotia today. You may be hearing the wind in the background. Okay, so you're on this side, put a double crochet in each of the double crochet that you have. you're back to another corner. Same thing as you know, 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet. Okay, we're coming on the final side. So put a double crochet in each. And this is the starting corner, so you have to finish that first. So put 2 double crochet in first, and then the join technique is what I showed you before. Okay, and you'll see that in the written instructions as well. It's going to be chain 1 and then a half double crochet to the top of the first chain. And that will be how you always finish off, so that you're back in the center and you don't have a weird twist. Let's move on to round number 3. Moving on to round number 3. Now we're going to start doing the angling that's going to come up on the sides, and we're going to start on this round. You'll chain 3 to begin. That's your first double crochet, and double crochet into the same corner. You are now going to chain 2, which will create a space, and skip 2 double crochet and start the third one away, so right here. And you're going to double crochet that one plus all the rest till you get to the next corner. Okay, and now the corner's next. Same thing as you already know. 2 double crochet. How many chains? Hope you said 3, because that's the right answer. And 2 more double crochet in. I don't know if you ever answer me when I'm over here and you're there. So we're going to start a fresh side. So the fresh side is always going to be a chain 2. Skip the first 2, go to the third, and start double crocheting right until you get to the next corner. And you're going to do that on all the sides. And I'm going to leave you with that exercise, and you're going to complete the rest of this round. So as you hit the corner, it's what you already know. 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet. Okay, and then you start again. So chain 2, skip the first 2, start the third one away, and do that. And you're going to notice that you have your corners, which will always stay in place. And then this is the first line that will be appearing as you're getting all the way around. Please do this all the way around for round number 3. I'm finishing the final side. And don't forget, you got to finish that corner that you started with the 2 double crochet in, and do that join technique. So chain 1 and half double crochet join to the top of the first. And we're moving on to round number 4. So what we see here is that this is the first time a space is going to happen. So the next time it's going to be shifting over, and then we're going to keep on building those, and more will appear as the square gets bigger. Let's move on to round number 4. As we move on to round number 4, I want you to pay attention that there's 6 double crochet in a row. That matters because it's always going to be in groups of 6, with always skipping 2 with a chain 2 that keeps this thing in motion. So as we begin round number 4, you're going to start with chaining of 3. That's your first double, and this is a double crochet into the same. So this is 2 of 6 that needs to be in place. So you're going to then put 1 double crochet in the next 2. So that's going to be 4 double crochets in a row. How many in a row do you need? Yeah, it's 6. So we're going to go right into the space and apply 2 double crochet right into the space. So you see this was a group of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're now going to chain 2, skip the next 2 out, and double crochet then the third one away and all the way to the corner. So 1, so let's count these out. 2, 3, 4, and now you're on the corner. So it's 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet. So this is number 5 and 6. You see that? It was 6, and then you skipped over 2 and you made a space for 2, and then 6. It's always in groups of 6. So chain 3 to turn, and then start a fresh side. So double crochet and 2 times, so that's 1 of 2. Do the next 2, You don't physically need to count that, but I'm just showing you for demonstration purposes. So there's 4 of 6. So you're going to fill in the space, put 2 more in there, and there is another group of 6 double crochet in a row. So we skip over, chain 2, skip 2, go to the 3rd. And do you see this is causing the line to go up on an angle? So you're going to crochet all of them to the corner. And how many will there be? With the corner, yes, it's going to be 6. So you're going to place in your 2 into the corner, chain 3, and 2 into the corner. So please complete this all the way around, just like you see, and now you're starting to see the fun action happening on your square. I'll be back in a moment. I'm coming all the way back around, and I'm just finishing the final corner, and that will make my group of 6, and then chain 1 and half double crochet to the top. And we're now moving on to round number 5. So in round number 5, this angle is going to continue to go, and in number 5 we're going to be adding in a new space that will appear here, and so every time we complete every 3rd round, a new space will appear and a new set of lines will begin. Let's begin number 5. So let's begin number 5. Chain 3, that's your first double, and double crochet in. So the last time we had a group of 6 here, we need to create a new space. So the only time you can really screw this thing up is if you don't start each side properly. So once the 2 are in the corner, chain 2, skip 2, and go to the 3rd and double crochet, and you're going to do 6 in a row. And the key is, if you look for the spaces, you don't need to count. Okay, so this is actually 4 of 6. The space is next, so I'm going to put 2 in there, and that will complete another group of 6 together. So we need to move this space up on an angle, so chain 2, skip 2, and double crochet all of them to the remaining of the corner. So you'll notice in the pattern instructions is that rounds number 6 and 7 are the actual repeat of the pattern itself. And that's because the number of repeats has to be written properly in order to make that happen. So you got 4 there, you're about to hit the corner. So this is 5 and 6, chain 3 to turn, and start a fresh side. So 2 double crochet in, and you examine and you say, okay, well, I see 6 below, that means I got to create a space immediately now. So I'm going to chain 2, skip 2, go to the 3rd, and double crochet a group of 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And fill in that space. So this is 5 and 6. Chain 2, skip 2, and start immediately on the 3rd one away and go right to the corner. When I was officially writing the pattern, I actually thought the repeat was much earlier, but I realized I had to get to rounds 6 and 7 in order to really write it properly. Okay, so we got the corner, we got our group of 6, so we're going to chain 3 to turn and 2 double crochet in. So yeah, I need you to do this all the way around for lucky round number 5, and as you start again, just chain 2, skip the first 2 to create a space, and so on. Please do this for round number 5. So I'm finishing up the last 2 in the corner, and then do that join. So chain 1 and half double crochet join to the top. So rounds number 6 and 7 will be the repeat for the remaining of this, and you can see a new space has happened, and so this space will continue to go until the cows come home, and it will continue to build up. Every 3rd round you'll see a new space. Let's begin number 6. Number 6, going to chain 3 to begin and double crochet in. So we see that there's a space below here, so this means it has to be a group of 6 immediately. So we have the first 2 and add 1 double crochet to the next 2. So that's 4 of 6. And then the space is adding 2 more, that's 6 of 6. Chain 2 to create a space, so that the space can move up on an angle, skip the next 2, and do the next 6 in a row. So we have 1. You technically don't need to count. It's for tutorial purposes that I'm doing that. So you did the first 4, you're hitting a space, so you're going to fill in the space. So you never jump over an existing space, you always use it, if that helps you to know that. Chain 2, because we need to keep that space going up on an angle, skip 2, and then do the next 6. And you keep doing that all the way until you get to the corner. So you'll do the 6, and then keep on doing that until you hit the corner next. And then 2 double crochet into the corner. So that's your last grouping of 6 that went in. Like you see, chain 3 and turn. So 2 double crochet in. So look where you are. See, you have the space really close. So you're going to put 2 double crochet first. So 1 into each of the first 2. And yes, you're going to fill in that space. So that equals your 5 and 6. Okay, so chain 2, skip 2, double crochet the next 6 in a row, which includes the chain 2 space. And you keep doing that all the way until you get to a corner. So fill in the space. And we need to have that space shift up on an angle. So you chain 2 to skip the next 2 and start in the third one away and do the remaining all the way to the final corner when you're ready for the final. So it just is a matter of gets bigger and bigger as you go. So there's your 4, and then your corner is 5 and 6. Turn your work, chain 3, start again, and just always make a judgment call when you come out of a corner on what you're going to do, just in case. So if you can identify what you're going to do, it's a lot easier. Please do this for round number 6. Finishing up the final corner, chain 1, half double crochet to the top. And now round number 7 is the end of the repeat, so it's going to be rounds number 6 and 7 is your repeat until you're satisfied, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Let's move on to round number 7. So look at round number 7. You see that angles are going up. You see that this is a full complement of 6, so we have to create a space when we start this round. So we're going to begin by chaining 3 and double crochet into the corner. So because there's 6 below, we have to create the corner first, or sorry, create the space first. So you're going to chain 2, skip the first 2, and go right to the third. And you've just now created a new space that will go up on an angle. And how many are you doing in a row after you do it? Did you say 6? That's the right answer. Yep. So then you fill in the space. So this is 5 and 6, and we need to keep that going up on an angle. So chain 2, skip 2, and go to the third, and you do another 6 in a row. Okay, coming in, fill in the space. There's your group of 6 so far, and this one's going to shift going out. So chain 2, skip 2, and do the next 6. Unfortunately, if you accidentally do not get one of the spaces to work, meaning that you skipped it by accident, there's really no way to repair that. You got to frog back out. So make sure you do check your blanket once in a blue moon. So turn your corner, chain 3, 2 double crochet in. And so you make a judgment call. What are you doing first? You can see that there's 6. So we're going to have to chain 2 and jump over the first 2 to create that new space that we need. And do your next group of 6 together. Okay, so 2 double crochet into the chain 2 space, chain 2, and then do the next 2. Okay, so skipping 2, and so skip 2, go to the third, and do your grouping of 6. I think it's key on projects like this. If you can identify what you're looking at, it makes it a lot easier so you don't second guess yourself. Chain 2, skip 2, go to the third, and do the next group of 6 until you do that, until you get to the corner, which in my case is coming up. So corner, 2 double crochet in, chain 3, and 2 double crochet in, and then make the judgment call on what you're going to do first. So if you see a full 6, you need to create a space, so chain 2, skip 2, go to the third, and do your next group of 6. Please do this around, and I'll see you at the end of number 7 in a moment. At the end of number 7 here, you're just going to fill in the final space and then do that special join. So let's go through the repeating instructions that you have. And so you're going to repeat rounds number 6 and 7 a total of 13 more times. So you'll do those 2 sets 13 more times. So 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. So make sure you get that. By the time you get to the final repeat of doing it the 13th and finishing the 13th time, you're going to have enough yarn on your ball to complete 1 round of single crochet. That will be the last or the ending of your border. Nice and simple, because all of the stitch work here is fabulous, so why ruin it? So we're going to move on to doing the ending of that after you've completed that. If you want to make this bigger, you can just ignore that instruction of repeating 3 more times or 13 more times, but you can go as big as you want to go, but end on our 7th round. The 7th has always got a space just after the corner for reference reasons, and I'll see you at the moment that we're about to do the border next. When you're ready for the final border, you can actually do it on either an ending of a round 6 or 7. It's just the placement of the holes are different, but it really doesn't matter. But for consistency, I added it to the end of the 7th round. So chain 1 and single crochet into the corner. So you're just going to single crochet into each of the stitches. And when you get to a chain 2 space, just fill 2 single crochets into the space. Okay, 1 into each of the double crochets. And when you hit a space, just fill it in. So 2 single crochet in. Okay, so you're going to do that all the way around on your corners. You will do 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, and then keep on going around. I'll see you at the end of the round. So just coming around and just 1 single crochet into the final corner, chain 2, and slip stitch to the beginning single crochet. So that would complete then this blanket. You can just trim your yarn, and just using a tapestry needle, hide in your loose ends. So just kind of give it a good tug and turn it to the back of your project. It'll look slightly different, but it's still good after all. And you're going to place it through a tapestry needle and just drag it through the stitch work. Now, it's better when you drag through and you actually split up plies with each other. You just don't go between strands. It gets really stuck that way and almost impossible, if not impossible, to get out. So if you separate the plies as you go back and forth, it's so much better to hide in your loose ends. Okay, and then you can snip it, and then you can be good to enjoy. And this would be how you would do this concept. So this is a mini square, just in case you wanted to do granny squares, anything like that. You can join them together and they stay relatively square. That's it for today. We hope you've enjoyed. Let me know how you did in the comments. See ya.